Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I know it's been sort of a hot minute or so, but I was just adapting to a new schedule, and I think I finally found the time to start making videos again. So we have a lot of changes to go over, and I feel like with the way all the stuff is happening really quickly, it's gonna be nice to get a good overview of the last week or so. We'll just start clockwise like how we usually do. Russia had been ramping up their offensive actions inside of the Kupiansk area. All they really managed to do was turn Liman Pershi into a gray zone, eliminate the gray zone by Vilshana, and they captured the village of Vorchine, I think, I'm pretty sure. However, some sources say Ukraine is still fighting in Kherson, but other sources say it's been captured. But I think it is probably captured, but I could be wrong right there. But other than that, this offensive has been very underwhelming considering how Russia was hyping it up. The Ukrainians here are holding their lines pretty well, and this is probably the area of the front where not a whole ton of action is happening right now. Now, an area that I'm gonna kind of see, listen, let me explain. The areas around Kreminna are going back and forth, and they trade hands sometimes multiple times in a day. And so the squiggly is because the line keeps changing and we're not entirely sure where it is. But hang on, let me get rid of the absolute mess I drew. This arrow, I can't delete this arrow. This area, not so much. I'd say it's more contained into this. Why did that draw a line? It's more... What is going on? Maybe I shouldn't have come back. But here only occasionally happens. Here, good. This is getting messy. Now on to an important part of the front, Bakhmut right now. Russia managed to capture Skolvivka and advance up the MO3 highway. However, right now they're sort of stuck in a geographic choke point with Ukraine having good hills above the areas to defend from. And overall, Russia doesn't want to push this salient too far, otherwise they're going to be vulnerable from flank attacks from Zalynyansk and other areas around. One of the strongest Ukrainian fortifications right now goes around this hill that Yahidne and Berhivka are on. A lot of Russian sources are claiming that these towns have been captured. That's not true. This is effectively the best and the last real fortification Ukraine can hold Russia at to avoid an operational encirclement in Bakhmut from the north. Better news from the south though, Ukraine has recaptured a significant amount of land by Ivanivske. This pushes them out of the outskirts and which further secures the supply road, which further secures the supply road that goes through Kholmove. And overall, Bakhmut is looking a bit stable right now. As long as this line from Berhivka to Yahidne holds, it's going to be effective because this is a pretty strong fortification, and unless Russia takes over Zalynyansk, further advancing up the MO3 highway is suicide because does this look like a good position to have to you? I'm trying to think of some really stupid analogy for this. So basically pushing here is bad because they're going to get flanked from every settlement nearby. So as long as this line holds right now, that will secure Bakhmut for the foreseeable future. Vuhledar is also interesting because Russia has completely lost their positions pretty much on this side of the river. They've been my program is really testing my patience right now. It's just creating lines where I'm not drawing them. They pretty much lost this, oh my god, they pretty much lost this whole area right here that I just moved away, which sets them back on their major offensive. However, 5,000 new Russian troops have been committed to this region to try to take Vuhledar, and I really don't understand why, because Vuhledar is an amazing fortification and it's really just not going to go down. And that's what we got there, and that's what we pretty much have everywhere. I think there's been some news about Ukraine getting GLSDBS, which I don't know if I even said that right. I think it stands for ground launch super duper bombs. Don't quote me on that. I don't even think I matched the acronym right. And these have a diameter of 150 kilometers, which is 2 times the HIMARS 80. Let's put this on Bakhmut. So that's 150. Oh, okay, so that lets them basically see the entire front. And we have evidence of this because Ukraine was promised this in one of the US aid packages, and an area in Mariupol was hit with a precision strike, which HIMARS can't reach. Like if right here, HIMARS is 80-90 kilometers, it's just barely out of reach. But with the ground launch super duper bombs, that's definitely well in the range, and they're able to hit Melitopol too, which is awesome. So those are going to complicate Russian logistics even further because they already had to adjust to HIMARS, and it took them this long to do that. So now with basically double HIMARS, that's going to make stuff a complete pain for Russia. And overall, Bakhmut has about less than a week before the temperatures escalate sharply. I think I even saw one that was 19 degrees Celsius, which I mean, honestly, thank you. I mean, I know people don't really like climate change, and I live in roughly the same latitude range as Ukraine, and I'm just saying it's nice having it be 72 in February. So you guys maybe keep pumping them fossil fuels. I don't know. It's kind of helping me out.